This is What's New, taking a look at you and your world. The unusual, the entertaining, and the stimulating. With Warren Martin, Nancy Nelson, and Gil Amundsen to let you know what's new.
Good morning. I'm Nancy Nelson, not Warren Martin. Warren is here, but he's outside playing with Frisbees right now. We'll be going out for a remote later on in the show, and he's going to have dogs out there. There are handicapped people very involved in Frisbee competition, and I think he fancies himself as pretty special in it as well. We're going to talk with Nancy Gibson, a wonderful lady from the Minnesota Zoological Garden. She's brought along some critters, some with feathers, some with a little fuzz on them, and hopefully we'll educate you about them a little bit. We're also going to take a look at some eyeglass fashion wear. Since so many of us wear glasses either all of the time or part of the time, and women are concerned about how their eyes look under them, we're going to show you some tips on makeup underneath eyeglasses. And of course, remaining in the news, the Republican convention, and Gil Amundsen is here to update us. Good morning, Gil.
Thank you, Nancy. Good morning. We'll get to that in just a second. Sunny and warm is the kind of day the Twin Cities will have today with a high near 90. It's 80 right now, and more on that a bit later. Here's the kind of weather they'll have for it. For the Twin Cities, sunny and warm today with a high near 90. Becoming partly cloudy with a chance of thunderstorms late tonight and tomorrow morning. Low tonight about 70, back up to near 90 for Friday. There's a 30% chance of those thunderstorms tonight and tomorrow morning. Right now in the Twin Cities, we have sunny skies, northeast winds at 8 miles per hour, humidity at 51%. The temperature is 80 degrees. That's news. Now back to Nancy.
Well, Gil, we're not going out to Frisbees yet. In just a moment, you won't believe what we've got in here. We've moved the furniture and we're getting ready for some animals from the Zoological Garden. Well, you're already watching, aren't you? That's called back-to-back yourself. Nancy Gibson is here. She is wonderful, but the place she works is too. Nancy's the public relations director at the Minnesota Zoological Garden. And you work in Fantasyland. It's grand out there, Nance.
It is grand, and I certainly do enjoy my job.
She's brought along today an animal that most of us, an insect, isn't it?
Yes, it is an insect.
Are afraid of, and perhaps we should be, but we should also know something about it. What are you holding?
This is a tarantula. It's one of the largest species of spiders and a nocturnal animal, and has quite an interesting lifestyle. It's certainly not something you'd normally see at a zoo, especially in a touch and feel lab.
And in fact, people can come in and touch this. Now, if I were to touch her, we know it's a female.
Females are larger than the males.
I'm going to pick her up, which is a real experience.
Okay. Now, the best way to pick up tarantulas is put your fingers in between the middle pair of legs. There you go. Yep.
She's squinching up.
Yep. Pick her up. Don't nod. Gently, and you can find she's very light.
Okay. Now wait a minute. Come on, little girl.
Now, put your other hand out flat.
All right.
There you go.
Ooh.
I can see she's really quite light. This is an orange-kneed tarantula. There are about 30.
Why is she moving?
She wants to go from hand to hand.
Okay.
I'm sorry. 30 species of tarantulas that live in the United States. Now, Hollywood has managed to conjure up a lot of eerie feelings of tarantulas, but a tarantula bite has never been fatal to a man. Their sting feels much like...
Good to know.
Yeah, it is good to know. The sting is comparable to more of a bee sting.
Now, where are her eyes, Nancy?
Okay,
because she looks all fuzzy. You can't see that well.
She is fuzzy, and she also uses this fuzz as a protective defense. Her eyes are right here. Can you see this? Okay.
Right.
There are 8 sets of eyes, and those 8 eyes can only see a few inches. And it's quite an amazing body. This back part here contains all the internal organs, and up here is the central brain system and some of the circulatory system. And an amazing fact is the fact that they have blood pressure the same as humans.
They do?
Yeah.
What kinds of things, where are they found?
They're found in the United States. They're found in the southwestern U.S. And tarantulas live 10 to 12 years. Most tarantulas only live a year.
I'm going to put her away, Nancy, because we have another friend in that blue box that we're going to take out. But let's show them, because it's been spring at the zoo. There's some babies.
Lots of babies.
All right. Well, of course, you're very excited about the birth of the clouded leopards, and I know we're going to get to see them in a moment as I put our girl down here. Here you go, kiddo.
Okay.
Okay.
Now pick it up again.
Pick her up again. She
Yep.
won't look at Nancy, what we have here.
Okay. We've had a very successful year at the zoo. We've had over 400 births. And that first one you saw were the spotted leopards. And now we're looking at the Siberian tigers. The Siberian tigers were naturally reared.
Are they an endangered species,
They
Nancy?
are an endangered species, and this was a first-time mother, so we were just thrilled that she was raising and doing such a good job. You saw those jaws start to come along. That's a very natural rearing reaction, and that's how she moves her cubs around.
If you hear some flapping around, it's because while we're looking at these beautiful babies, we're getting a feathered friend out here
That's
live in
right.
the studio. Now, will these young go into the wild with her, Nancy?
Yes, they
into
will
the
go.
wild,
They will go
into
into
your
our
wild
exhibit.
area.
And this is a muskox. We had
look.
our first little male muskox born, and he's about 3 days old when he's right here in this picture.
Look at the wobbly. I'll
Yeah.
tell you, I had not ever been close to muskox. They're magnificent.
They are magnificent. Actually, quite ferocious animals. And but I was.
Look at Nancy. You come back to this glorious creature, and
Isn't this
is
gorgeous? This is a male red-tailed hawk. He was given to the zoo a couple years ago when a construction team found an abandoned nest. And you can see he's really got his wings spread now. This is the first time on the TV set, so these lights are a little startling to him.
Are red-tailed hawks common in this area?
They're very. Whoa, come on back. Yes.
Now, people should know that did not hurt him.
No,
he
this
has
is a
on
baby.
jesses,
He has on
Nancy.
jesses, and I have a leash on him. And he's just a little startled. Now, if I bring him a little closer to me, he's sort of, come on down now. There. Bring your wings down. They're very common in Minnesota. They're also known as chicken hawks, but very rarely do they kill chickens.
And because they are so common, unlike the bald eagle, which is endangered, they are among the most abused of the birds of prey. It's common
Yes.
for people to catch them when they take them out of a nest as
That's
young
right.
and cut
That's
off their
right.
wings so they can't fly and
You're
things
right.
like that.
One of the reasons I brought this bird on is that the zoo is presently having a bird show called Winging It at the Zoo. And one of the birds that Steve Martin uses is a red-tailed hawk. He has it swooping down off the solar exhibit. And what he does is show all the natural behavior of these beautiful birds of prey.
It's supposed to be a wonderful exhibit. As a matter of fact, What's New intends to head on out there with our cameras so that you at home can see what a wonderful exhibit it is. We remind you constantly to drop into the Minnesota Zoological Garden. It's a happy few hours always. And Nancy
Oh,
Gibson,
yeah.
I hope you're going to be back often.
Oh, I sure hope so.
Nice
I'd like
to
to.
see you.
Nice
Thank
to
you.
see you.
Thank you. We'll be right back. There's a lot more ahead on What's New. You know, all sorts of people have made eyeglass wear fabulous. One of them is Sophia Loren. She just happens to wear Xylo-wear glasses. Is that right, Hillary King? Xylo-wear. And it's nice you're here, Hillary. You've been in town for a major convention, haven't you?
Yes, I've been here for a few days, and it's a great treat because I've never been here before.
You have brought Lucy and Corbin along with you today, and you're wearing glasses. Many of us who wear glasses, and I'm one of them who wears them part of the time, are concerned that when we wear them, we want our eyes to look well. And there are some makeup hints, aren't there?
What we have to do is, if we take Corbin, put your glasses on a minute, Corbin. When you wear prescription lenses for near sight, if that's your vision problem, you have to define
Corbin.
the eyes very, very carefully. She has eyeliner on the upper lid and the lower lid. And she has quite a lot of eye color, and she has very defined brows as well. If you can see how these frames fit the wing of the eye, and they're very pretty on her.
May we
She
take
has-
that off just a moment to show them? Corbin, take them off again, and we can see exactly, if you close your eye, here's the liner and the color you were talking about, and the flare of the brow.
And
that
very careful mascara, because if you have any kind of mascara that's not absolutely clean and pure, it will mess up the lenses for one thing, and also it will look very untidy.
Don't those look beautiful? Glasses
Now these are
have-
from the new Sophia Loren collection. Now there's another tip here about making up. When you wear glasses, put the blusher on after you put your frames on, so you follow the line of the frame rather than doing it underneath.
Of course. And Lucy has two different pair of glasses for different corrections, because you have to talk about
Different
the correction.
strength.
Yes.
This is different strength. Now this is for a far-sighted person. or the woman who, as she gets older, needs glasses for reading, which is what Sophia Loren's problem is, and mine, and a great many other people when they hit 40. Now, this is not very strong, but the magnification of her eyes is enormous. If you can see that on camera, what happens to her eyes because of the magnifying lens, which she needs for reading. So here we've softened her makeup. It's very soft indeed. There is no eyeliner used at all. It's very gentle. The mascara is very simple, and the coloring is very soft and subtle. It's only beiges and greens. Now, if you change over and you put the magnifying, now put this one on. I just want to show the contrast here. Put this one, which is a magnification, on that makeup and see what happens.
Okay, I think we'll be back over here again. Oh my, yes.
You see how much it is? It's much too strong.
Much too strong. So if we take this off of Corbin and put it on Lucy, we'll have the proper look.
Right.
It is very important as you're wearing glasses, and glasses have become high fashion, to wear the proper makeup with them. Hillary King knows all about that. Lucy and Corbin, we're glad you were with us today from Xyloware. Xyloware. I'll never say it right. Xyloware. So if it's good enough for Sophia Loren, it's good enough for us. You bet. Thank you very much. And in a moment, Warren's going to play Frisbee. We'll be right back.
This is just a very modest demonstration of Frisbee. Hey, it's good to have you out here. And delighted to welcome out here the 1979 world champion of self-caught flight. This is Jim Chouse. How are you doing today, Jim?
Pretty good, Warren.
Frisbee's come a long way since we first started with this thing as a backyard toy.
It sure has. It was about 25 years ago that the Frisbee first came out.
One great thing about it, it's absolutely not discriminatory against anybody, regardless of age or sex or anything else, right?
That's right. It's more finesse and technique than power and strength, so anybody can play, all ages.
We've got a couple of freestyle people here who placed very, very high nationally in the World Championships. Can we get these two gentlemen to come over here? Steve and Eric, why don't you do your bet for us right over here? And perhaps you can tell us a little bit. Gentlemen, can we get you to line up over here and give us a little sample of what it was you were warming up with here? Steve Hubbard from the Twin Cities area, he placed 5th in the world freestyle. Eric Wooten from Washington, D.C. Placed 3rd, and so they are obviously very accomplished Frisbee players.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead,
Steve
gentlemen.
Go ahead. Steve is, again, from the Twin City area. There's Eric, he's from Washington, D.C. They're doing some nail delays right now. As you can see, the freestyle is any way to throw and catch and make the move that you possibly can. You tip it. You always want to have control of the Frisbee. There's a nice catch by Steve. Okay. Steve is a former gymnast, and you can see his abilities in moving around.
As these two gentlemen keep rolling here, let's also introduce John Balsrud, who holds the record from a wheelchair for the distance. John, can you come on in here and give us a little sample of how you do this effort? This is in conjunction with a major effort that's going to occur over at Courage Center on Golden Valley Road, and this will occur this weekend with many, many participants.
Right, we're doing a benefit for the Courage Center with the national tournament.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a special contest that will raise money for the Courage Center, and right behind us we have a hoop.
Okay.
And John will demonstrate.
We'll step out of the way here and let John have a go at that.
John will demonstrate what the spectators will be able to do when they come out to the tournament this weekend.
And for this, they pledge an amount of
25
money.
cents for children and 50 cents for adults, all of it going to the Courage Center.
Give her a go.
It's a speed accuracy contest.
1, 2,
and you fire
3,
as many through as possible
4,
in a period of 10 seconds.
5,
and we've
6,
got some real nice prizes.
8, 9, a bouncer.
Okay.
That's not bad. 8 out of 9. There's number 9 out of 10. Okay. We got one more thing we'd like to show you, and that's Critter. Where's Critter?
Okay.
Critter, we're not disturbing you over there, are we, partner?
Oh yeah.
He's moderately busy, but okay. Along with Critter,
we have Doug Kaufman as the owner.
Okay.
And we're going to have a special Frisbee dog catching exhibition.
Go ahead, Johnny. Let's see what Critter can do here.
This will be Saturday at Fort Snelling State Park. Up, Critter. Oh, good catch.
This is a sophisticated sport in itself. They get a number of points depending on how many feet are off the ground at a given moment.
That's right. There is a specific competition for dogs.
Okay.
We're just having an exhibition this weekend. You can come out and see some of the finest dogs in the area, catch the Frisbee.
Okay.
That'll be 5 o'clock on Saturday at Fort Snelling Polo Grounds.
Okay. See, this is going to amaze you because you didn't anticipate this at all, but I want you to know that all this time I've really been playing a ringer right now because actually I'm a member in good standing of the International Frisbee Association right there. What do you think of that? Are you impressed?
Oh, very impressed.
It's great to have you all out here today. Thanks, gentlemen. I know you're going to have a great time over at Courage Center. And then, of course, the giant Frisbees in the air as well. Tell us about that one.
Well, the name of our tournament is the Sky of 10,000 Frisbees. And on Sunday, out at Lake Nokomis Park, we get everybody out on the field, and we do 1, 2, 3 throw. And we get a sky of about 1,000 Frisbees last year. We're wanting to get more people out this year so we can get the sky of 10,000 Frisbees.
Okay. You have a side, well, it's probably maybe a full-time job as well, Steve, and that's your operation now called Frisbee Golf, sometimes known as FOLF, I think, isn't it?
That's right.
How does that work?
Well, we have golf courses set up here in the Twin Cities, and there's a designated tee area. There's a target that you throw at, and we've got a course in Bloomington, one in New Brighton, one up in Buck Hill. It's a very popular game, and anybody can play. It's free.
Okay. What's the most complicated Frisbee throw there is?
Well, there are a number of different throws, different ways to grip it. There's the backhand grip, there's the overhand grip, there's the thumb grip. There are a lot of different ways to throw the Frisbee. That's what makes it such a dynamic sport.
Okay, I'd like to really test your knowledge about this whole sport of Frisbee now, Steve. Are you familiar, do you know the name Harvey J. Cutcock?
I sure do.
Okay, who was Harvey J. Cutcock?
He was the beloved director of the International Frisbee Association.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I am the proud possessor of the only known picture of Harvey J. Cutcock walking down an alley in Philadelphia.
You've got one of those pictures too, huh?
Oh, yeah. There's some question about where Frisbee started. Does anyone really know where the name and the flying disc came from?
The most recent thing that we've talked about lately is a man by the name of Frisbee had a baking company out in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And that was in the early 1900s, and they had pie tins that they used to throw around. And then plastic came into being, and we formed a mold of plastic.
Steve Chalice, we thank you very much, and your colleagues here, for joining us today with our Frisbee demo. We wish you success in the 1980s. We hope you're another champion there.
Thank you.
Okay, Nance, that's the way it is out here playing Frisbee.
Warren, I think you were fabulous. Do you know Nancy tells me that a red-tailed hawk can recognize a human being 6 miles away? You should play Frisbee. We'll be back tomorrow with the Legend of the Lone Ranger. Have a good day.